welcome to the village. Welcome, guys. Listen, I know it's just Dr. Roz here. Coach Williams is not available to join us today, but that's all right. We're going to keep it going. We're going to rock and roll. Listen, guys, I'm so excited. The school year has started and we are rocking and rolling. I am excited. Today was a busy day, but we got it done. Today's Tuesday, and we still have several days for the remaining of the week. I was hoping today was Wednesday when I got up. I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. It's not hump day yet. So I hope your Tuesday is going well. I hope your week have started on the right foot and you are excited about this school year so far. So I want you guys to check in. Let's check in with the village. How are you guys doing? How's your school year going? Again, welcome to the village. We are here to encourage each other because together we are village strong. All right. So I am Dr. Roz. For those of you who may not know me, I am the CEO and founder of the Village Leadership Group, LLC. And we are a community of teachers and educators coming together to serve you. That's right, our teachers, because we want you guys to be inspired. We want you to be encouraged, especially during this time. So, again, join the village, join our discussion. We're talking about leading with grace. Hmm. How do we do that, especially during a pandemic? How do we lead our teams and hold them accountable to the work? So we know we need to lead with grace. That is a little tip that we got from one of our village elders, Dr. Porter. When she was here, she talked about leading with grace. So we know that. But we want to know, how do you still hold people accountable? Because guess what? We still have to do the work. So again, come on in. Welcome to the village. We want to talk about it. All right. Leading with grace. How do you do it? But first, again, I want you guys to check in. How are you feeling? How are you doing? So put some comments in the chat to let us know how your school year is going so far. If you have any questions, any concerns, please share them within the village because, again, together we are stronger. So put your questions, your concerns, and your comments in the chat. And we're going to support one another because that's what the village is all about. It takes a village, all right? So share your questions, share your concerns so that we can definitely share best practices, all right? Now, the second thing I want to do is share some good news. What, what's working? All right. So we've been talking about all of the problems and concerns that we've been having, but I want to know what's working. So tell me something good. Now y'all know I can't sing. Sorry about that. But I want to hear from you guys. What's working? All right. Tell me something good. We want to share some good news, share best practices so that we can, use those and borrow those to see if it works for our school. So leaders, principals, teachers, tell us what's working in your classroom, in your school, and in your community. What are some things, some strategies, some tools, best practices that we can borrow? All right, let's share them in the village. And I'll start us off. One of the things that's working at our school is having those check-in moments. So with our leadership team, our administrators, we're stopping each other to say, hey, how you doing? And we're being genuine and authentic because people can tell the difference, right? So again, you want to check in with each other on a regular basis. And one of the questions that we ask is what brings you joy? So that's an easy question just to get the conversation started. What brings you joy? And then when the person tells you what brings them joy, then you can hold them accountable to that. You can say, when was the last time you went for a walk? When was the last time you went out for dinner? And then again, that keeps everyone motivated and encouraged, especially during this time. All right. So again, what brings you joy? I want to hear that too in the comments. And how are you guys keeping everyone on your team encouraged and motivated? Tell me something good. All right. So share. We want to hear from you. Hey, Dr. Houston has joined us. I know she has some good news to share. So, Dr. Houston, make sure you are telling us something good. What's some good news? What's working? What's happening that's positive in your school district? Again, thank you, Dr. Houston, for sharing with the village, as always, some best practices. So, again, it takes a village, and this is what the village is all about, us coming together to encourage one another. All right. So, leading with grace. How do you find the balance? We understand that we need to lead with grace and have sympathy or empathy for our colleagues. But as leaders, how do we still hold people accountable? Because we still have to get the work done. As teachers, we still have to do lesson plans. We still have to put our grades in the grade book or whatever platform that you're using. We still have to show up for hallway duty or afternoon or dismissal duty, whatever type of responsibilities that you may have. We still have to get the work done. So, as leaders, how do you still hold people accountable? We want to hear from you guys. So, again, one of the things that I mentioned before is being authentic and being transparent. So, one of the things that you can do is to share your personal, trials or tribulations. If you're going through anything, you definitely want to be transparent with your team so that when you're checking in with different team members, you're not sounding fake or, when you say, what's going on with you, you can just have that conversation and be transparent and authentic. So that is one way to kind of improve the culture and climate of your school so that you can, again, find that balance where, hey, I care about you, I see you, but we also need to get this work done. The second thing that you should do is also be seen doing the work. So as leaders, you can't just go around and giving mandates and orders, especially during this time when we have to lead with grace, right? We have to kind of pause a little bit before we just bark orders and deadlines and mandates. But they need to see us as leaders doing the work. So when you talk about, hallway duty or bus duty or getting lesson plans done and, helping out in the cafeteria, these are things that the leaders should be doing as well. If we're sitting at our desk and always in our office, then people are going to be like, they're not really about this work. They just want to delegate and make us do all the work. But as leaders, we have to be seen doing the work as well. We got to roll up our sleeves, especially this time. And one of the things that I've seen within the village, some of your comments, is that you guys are definitely rolling up your sleeves and doing whatever is necessary to help your teachers and students during this time. So again, how do you find that balance where you're leading with grace, but still holding people accountable to the work? And then one of the things this is the last tip, when we talk about coaching light versus coaching heavy, that is a technique that a lot of coaches talk about, where when we're supporting teachers, we're not just running errands, standing in, the classroom so the teacher can run out and go to the restroom or making copies. That is what we call coaching light, where the focus is just on, that surface level support. But coaching heavy is when you're making sure that your partnership with teachers is really impactful to their practice and student performance. So that's coaching light versus coaching heavy. Same thing with leadership or being, an administrator or teacher leader. How do you support your team? There are going to be times where you're doing like surface level support, making copies, filling in when the teacher needs to run and, go to the bathroom or step out to get something to eat or something. Those are surface level support things that we can do for our teachers. But it makes a huge difference. So you do want to do those things as well. But then we also need to provide those type of supports where we know it's going to be impactful, where we are co-teaching, lesson planning, analyzing data. Those are things that are going to have an impact on their practice and on their students' performance. So again, during this time, people are stressed, they're overwhelmed. So it's as leaders, sometimes we tend to just stay in that safe zone where we're just supporting, doing that surface level. But you want again to have purposeful impact for your teachers. So we have to find that balance. So please, leaders, let us know, how are you finding that balance where you're being empathetic, but you're also holding teachers accountable. On Thursday, we're going to dig deeper into some of these strategies on finding the balance. Today was just a discussion, a quick discussion, and I want to hear from you guys. So again, how do you lead with grace, and how do you find that balance between holding the teachers accountable and also being sympathetic to the fact that we are in a pandemic? All right. So one of the things that I wanted to do is to announce some exciting news about the village. We've said this before, so I want to make sure you guys already know that the Village Academy is launching our first course. So again, I'll say it again. Our first course is being launched. You can now register for our course. And the title of the course is Set Your Team on Fire, the 3 elements of a PLC. Now listen, we're all about collaboration. That is one of the Village's core values. So we want to support your team as far as building a collaborative culture. So we're going to teach you guys how to set your team on fire. That's right. There's going to be 3 modules on how to create this wonderful PLC in your school. The first module is about the fuel of the fire, and that is setting your team's purpose. You need to start with the fuel of a fire. There's 3 elements of a fire, and the first element is fuel. So we're going to set your team's purpose, all right? And then the second element is oxygen. Oxygen. We're going to ignite a purposeful team for optimal impact. That's right. You have to have impact. I talked about that earlier. So you need to make sure that you're igniting a purposeful team for optimal impact. And then the last part of a fire is that heat. Yep, we got to bring the heat. We need to build and spread teacher leadership, because again, teacher leadership is a mindset, not a position. So we need to build and spread teacher leadership so that collaborative culture can spread throughout your entire school. All right. So again, how to set your team on fire. We're going to talk about those 3 elements of a professional learning community. So you want to register for that course. And right now, if you register, again, it is free before October 1st. So register now, but not just you. You want all of the members of your team to register for the course before October 1st while it's free. All right. So again, how to set your team on fire. You want to register now. So all of our members who have joined the village, you're going to get all of that information. So don't even stress yourself. But for everyone else, you may want to join the village so you can always get our updates and our courses for the Village Academy. All right. There's some special discounts and information. So join the village. All right. So again, guys, stay tuned. Again, on Thursday, we're going to dig in to how we lead with grace. How do you find the balance between holding people accountable and also having sympathy? All right. So we need to find that balance. So leading with grace. Again, join us on Thursday on Facebook and on Instagram. Continue to follow us at The Village LG, and we'll see you next time. Again, teacher leadership is a mindset, not a position.